And the thunder rolls, the thunder rolls, lightning strikes. Gotta make it to a toilet bowl tonight. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lim3Light, episode 7. I have Rika here. I'm your host of Live. I can't cut that. I love that. The thunder rolls and the lightning strikes. Gotta make it to a toilet bowl tonight.
Is that an actual song, or did you just like think that
No,
on the fly?
it's an old song called Thunder Rolls.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's it's an old country song, but that's literally how it goes, but without the toilet bowl part. Yeah, it was just like I just added the toilet bowl part because I thought it was funny. Oh my god! So before we started recording, Rika was telling me how it's like storming where she's at.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, I hate storms. Like I despise them. I like the rain, but I just don't like severe weather. I'm one of those nerds.
It's a severe thunderstorm. Like it lasted. Like I was messaging Lime as it was happening. I was like, oh man. Yeah, I'll be there in a second. Then I was like, I'm gonna call my boss real quick because like I'm starting a new job. So I was like, I need to call the boss. And as soon as like I go to the bathroom, I come back into my bed and I'm like, huh.
Yeah, you made it to a toilet bowl that night.
You didn't even know that, but yeah.
I put the puzzle pieces together.
You put 2 and 2 together and you made fish. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you.
Yeah, no, I fully get. I like that's the thing for me. Like, it sucks if it rains where I am. And I'm at my job because then I have to work outside in it. And like that's the worst. People are like, oh, it's just rain, you know, why do you have to wear a poncho? And I'm like, I'm out here for fucking like 8 hours. You really think I want to be wet for 8 hours straight?
No, you're gonna get cold. You're gonna get
sick. You get sick, or you just don't feel good the whole time. Because I've had times where like people are like, oh, I'm fine, and they're like dripping wet, and I'm like, you look so uncomfortable.
You're not. You look like a wet rat.
It's like you look so unhappy right now. I know, because there's those people that are like that. They're like, oh, I can take the rain. I am da-da-da-da. And I'm like, here's the thing. I can too if I'm at my house. If I go in front of my house, get a little wet from the rain, and come back in, then that's cool. If I'm out somewhere in public and I get soaked, I'm going to kill someone.
Yeah, I still get upset. Like, sometimes, like, I'll be coming home from something. And, like, when I'm out and about, pardon me, I like to, like go get boba and treat myself or something, because I'm like, I got out of the house, I'm going to give myself something for that, because like while it's an accomplishment, while it's a typical thing, like I haven't been working for like 2 years at this point, and then like on top of that, like I didn't have class like all this semester. Like I don't start class until September, so it's like I'm in my house all the time, so me going out is a big accomplishment. So I'm just like, I'm gonna get myself some boba, some sushi, maybe some like good ramen. I don't care.
You are such a weeb. Holy shit.
It's good. Of course I'm a weeb. I'm a anime vampire.
Yeah, so as soon as I get out of bed, I put on my Naruto headband. I dash out the house.
Village. I put on the anime soundtracks, which is totally not what happens on my Spotify. And then I totally.
And then me and my doggy of Diva from Overwatch are getting boba.
I have anime stickers on my car, dude. I'll show you some pictures, but I got that shit on my car. And it's an old 2003 Pontiac Vibe. Love it to pieces, but it sounds like a fucking rocket ship. Am I complaining? It gets me to point A to point B, and it's all good.
And it pisses off my neighbors, so it's even a bonus.
It's not like that loud, but like anytime that somebody's in my car, like my friend, like my IRL friend, like Devin, like I've known him since high school, and he was like, Rika, why are we in the rocket ship? And I was like, you wanted me to drive. Shut the fuck up. Stop. I was like, you didn't want to drive today, so like that's not my fault. You know what my car is. I was like, my car is like almost as old as I am. Like,
Oh my god! Like I think about that too. Like when people bitch about someone's car, or like people get
Yeah.
nervous if you ask for a ride home, and they're like, "Oh my god, my car is a mess. I'm sorry." And I'm like, "Look, if you can get to me to my house and get me out of this godforsaken store, I don't care what you drive me home in. I really don't."
Exactly.
Like I know I've had people who have
Exactly.
had like fast food wrappers like all over their car, like front seat, back seat, and like
Mm.
they just never clean their car. And I'm like,
I at
I
least
mean,
clean
I
my
should
car.
be upset with it. At the same time, I just want to get out of this location. So
Yeah, it's like, you do you, because this is, like, your thing, but, like, I'm gonna keep my thing like this. Thanks. Like, I may be good at, like, making sure things are not like, stuck in my car or anything like that. If anything, there's one of those, like, 4 cup holder things. Like,
uh-huh.
that's it that's in my car, like, out of trash. But, like, man, I got so pissed. Okay, I got really pissed because my mom used my car, like, not too long ago,
Uh-huh.
and apparently, I guess she went and got, like, breakfast or whatever, and she shoved it in my glove compartment, like, the wrappers, and I was like, I went in to go get a wipe for my window because I was like, "Man, my window's kinda dirty." I don't know why, and I went to go get a wipe, and I was like, "I didn't put that there.
Just
I
love the
don't do
idea
that."
where it's like, oh god, I gotta get some gloves out of the glove box, and it's just full of like Taco Bell wrappers, like they just spit
Yeah,
out
it
everywhere.
was I don't even remember what type of wrapper it was, but I it was like a wrapper in a bag, so I was like, "Are you fucking serious? Like, are you that
Oh
lazy that
no.
you are going to trash my car when I give it to you for, like, 3 hours?" She only had it for 3 hours. I'm like, "What?"
That you know what's funny is that it takes more effort to do that than just throwing it away. Like, I'm
Exactly.
serious. I that's the thing, like, when people litter, I'm like, "You are literally putting more effort into littering than to, like, throw it in a trash can," just
Yeah.
saying.
She physically opened the glove box, shoved the plastic bag in there, shoved the wrapper in there because the wrappers were not in the bag, which, like, that would
Mhm.
make sense if it was in the bag, but, like, no. Why would we do that? Why would we make sense in this economy? I don't sense? What's that? I don't know.
Uh-huh.
But I was just like, "What the fuck?" And I didn't bring it up to her because 'cause that'll start an argument because she is a narcissist and it sucks, but, like, I was like, are you serious?" And I didn't have, like, the hand space because I brought food home for lunch or whatever, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, "Mm, I can't clean that up right now." And I got
I
mad.
I'm one of those people, I'm like, if, like, something isn't clean, like, when I come
Mhm,
home, unless it's see, here's the funny thing, if I'm not gonna eat anything, then I'll literally come in, clean my room, or organize something,
mhm.
but, like, if I have food and my room is destroyed, I'm like, "Food first, then do this," and then I
Yeah,
end up
that's
waiting,
me.
like, 30 minutes after I eat because 'cause I'm just like, "Ugh."
I am notorious for, like, keeping specific sections, clean,
Mhm,
um, or tidy to how I like it. I live with my mom and my grandma hates that I do that because she's like, "Rika, you need to clean your room." I'm like, "It's clean." She looks in and, like, you can see the floor, which is good, uh, but she's
mhm,
like, it's not clean. You need to clean it." And I was like, "Okay, but, like, there's, like, 2 rooms full of things in here because, like, the game room got remodeled in summer, which is the room that
mhm.
I am currently in, and then I have my bedroom next door. So we brought all the stuff from the game room into the, bedroom, as we were doing the flooring, and she went, "Rika, it's been a year. Stop." And I'm like, "Okay, but, like, you're kinda right, but, like, I don't want you don't gotta call me out like that, mama."
I like my parents are like when I was a kid. So it's
Mhm,
funny. It was like a 50-50. They're like it can be disorganized, but it just can't be full of trash. They're like if it's full of trash, we have problems. If it's just like clothes or this and that, they could really care less. So like as long
yeah.
as we don't go in there and it stinks, then we don't have a problem. And like yeah, I would usually have like clothes or like some like my toys and stuff on the floor like when I was a kid,
Mhm.
and so it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, as soon as it started to stink or there was garbage or bottles on the floor, then then they'd get on me, which I was like,
Yeah,
that's fine because that's like
that's
that
valid.
attracts ants and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how my grandma is. When I'm in school, especially because like, with COVID and everything, well, I'm in college, so like college classes went online back, March like 2019 or whatever. So I was
hmm
already in college for like a year and a half, and then they went, yeah, we're going online for 2 weeks, like after like all the elementary schools were going out, and I was like, okay. Yeah, 2 weeks became like a year and a half, and then like my final semester, when I was graduating, I had one class that was downtown, and I had to be there from like 8 to 11 in the morning, and that's it. I didn't have to be there that long, and I was mad because I had to wake up like really early to go. But because everything was online and I was constantly like on my laptop, that I got from the school or whatever, because I didn't have a computer until September. Um, I was constantly in my bed watching the Zoom meetings, made sure I had food and everything, which like increased my trash supply in my room. So that's
Oh
why my
my
grandma is like
god.
on my ass about shit, which is like understandable because like I'm not the type of person to like go downstairs like in the middle of doing something, or like I have my mind set on something. I'll bring food upstairs. Um but a few months ago I started like trying really not to like bring a whole meal upstairs because I'll just have plates and silverware and everything like in the general area. I'm bad at waking up, which means that I am bad at cleaning. Because if I wake
Yeah.
up early, then I'll clean, but if I don't, then I'm just staying in bed.
I eventually like at some point too, like I think like early next year because I get to move and I'm pretty hyped
Mhm,
about that. Like not out of the state or anything, just to a different place. And like that's like the one thing I want to do, and I always try to promise myself, and I end up not doing it. Is
mhm,
to not bring a bunch of shit with me, because that's like my biggest fear. Is just like, okay, I'm gonna bring over everything, and then it's just gonna be crammed and clumped again, and I'm like,
mhm.
ugh.
Yeah,
Like that's a big fear of mine because I just really want to keep tidy and clean the best I can. Like it doesn't have to be like fold the bed so good I can bounce a quarter off of it. Like I'm like I
yeah.
just want it to look good. Like if somebody comes in, they're like, okay, this person is at least mildly decent because they keep their apartment clean.
This
They're not
person's
that
an
crazy.
adult, a high functioning adult.
Like if you saw my apartment when I was like 20 years old, it was literally like I didn't care about having a trash can. I would just throw trash on the floor. Like I was just a
Mhm.
pig. I was gross. And like I look at it now that I'm like, 8 years later and I'm like I wish I didn't fuck that up, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
the living with regret where it's like I wish I kept it cleaner, more organized and had more people over, but
Mhm.
I just when you're young like that, you just really could give a shit.
Yeah, that's how I am now because I am, like, early 20s just being like, "Ah,
Yeah, don't
you
do
know,
what I did, trust me.
whatever." Well, like, so I'm going back to school, right? Like, I'm gonna go, get my bachelor's. I've mentioned it to you privately, and I've talked about
Mhm.
it in my community, but I am going for game art. I am going to be making video games.
Oh,
Uh,
gamer girl. Oh my
yeah,
god.
I'm gonna be the true gamer girl. I'm a material girl.
Oh my god, a real life grill. She's a gamer
Whoa!
grill.
Whoa. Well, like, it's also, like, the game industry, like, in general, doesn't have a lot of females in there, so,
It
like,
actually doesn't, no.
it's really good for me to, like,
Well,
go
I'd say
into that
voice actors
industry.
is like one of plenty, but like I don't think I've met a lot of them that are like behind the scenes where they do the nitty gritty, like
No.
stuff like that. No.
No, even VTubers, like, you'll see that, like, most people, they think of VTubers, they do think of females, but, like, when it comes to, like, streamers and stuff like that, it's not a high supply. When it comes to, like, female to male, it's not a high supply.
Mm, I
Or, well,
no.
I should say AFAB and AMAB
Mhm.
because, like, not everybody identifies as female and male all the time. But it's
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
the more feminine side of things, you do not see it that much. I do know a lot of, no, you know what's surprising? I don't know
What?
a lot of actual female VTubers that, like, I'm friends with personally. I
It's
know a lot
for
of dudes.
I think it's funnier because I'm kind of the opposite. Like, I know more females than dudes, but it's not like because I go sniffing for girls. It's literally because like that's just the people I end up being friends with.
Yeah.
Because I'll just talk to them and I'm like, oh my god, you guys are so chill. And then yeah, he does that from time to time.
What the fuck, Craig?
Fucking hate this thing.
The fuck,
Someone's like,
man?
sorry, I was like, oh, you should just record on OBS. And I'm like, but how am I gonna record separate audio though?
Oh, that's
See, that's
true.
what I'm
To do
saying. It's like
mixing
a
and
more
stuff.
professional side of things. You have to use Craig, unless you literally find it. Unless I can find a miracle program, which nobody has found yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh,
So anyway, though,
yeah, talking about growth
growth.
and
Yes,
how people are towards the bigger, literally bigger numbers. That is what it is. I'm
and
not
so
saying
I.
that people aren't I'm well enough aware to understand that each number is a person.
Mhm.
Typically, as long as they are not bots. Like,
That's the thing, though. Twitch has a bad botting problem, and like
yeah.
nobody addresses it. Like that's why I said like there's partners out there that are literally like they'll have like 10 to 20 people in there, and then like
Mhm.
maybe 5 or 10 of them are real.
Yeah.
Because they fall off
And
so bad. But if you like go too low while you're a Twitch partner, Twitch will take away your like partnership. So they just bought the hell out of their
mm.
channel.
Yeah, or they'll do, like, the promo things where, they'll pay companies to have, like, their stream, like, running in the background, which counts as a
Yeah, that's a
viewer.
real thing. They
Yeah,
that still goes on, and then they don't get counted as a bot because they just have like
because
tons of
it's
computers
technically a
or
person.
phones. Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if we get to a point where somebody wants to be so famous they buy like 80 phones, make 80 Twitch accounts, and
I
then
feel like that
just
actually
have.
happens.
I do too. I actually do. I think that's a real thing.
There was an issue with that because I used to play Pokemon Go, like, all the time.
Uh
There was
huh.
an issue with this, like I knew of one individual, but he would, go on a bike, which,
Uh
like,
huh.
it's not you shouldn't really do that with Pokemon Go, it's supposed to be walking, like, it's a pedometer, like, that is literally what it is, but,
Uh huh.
whatever. But he'd go on a bike, and he had, like, 15 phones, like, lined up in a
Like
row on
this.
tripods.
I sent a GIF. I'll put it
Yeah!
up on
That's
screen.
literally what it is! Yeah,
that's
okay, I'm
that's
so happy that you
awful.
understood what the fuck I was talking about, but
Yeah,
yeah,
no, no,
like,
I'll put
that's
it
a
up for the
huge
YouTube
issue.
people, but yeah,
Yeah, that's a big issue that happens, and I wouldn't be surprised if people do that with Twitch. And,
I
like, I'm
mhm.
not saying people don't, like, deserve their followers and deserve their viewers and stuff like that, but, like, when you do shady shit like that, it's like, I don't know, buddy."
I mean, some people like are like, "Oh, well, if you talk so much bad about Twitch on your podcast, they'll cancel you or they'll take your account off." Da, da, da. I'm like, I don't care
Okay.
necessarily. I really don't. Because like I like Twitch and stuff, and it was a good start, but it's such a flooded market now. It's like
It
I
really
talk to like all
is.
the VTubers, and they'll be like, "Oh, I have a Twitch. Okay, what's your YouTube? I don't use YouTube. Okay, what
I'm
do you?"
I'm going to start having a YouTube, but I have, like, pretty much
Mhm.
every other social media.
Well, like, I have
Like
a few people that'll just upload VODs or once in a moon upload
yep.
something, and so, like, I don't have a problem with that at all, but I
Mhm.
don't know, I think some people should try to branch to YouTube or, like, just have somebody
Yeah.
there to, like, help with video editing or
Mhm.
try it themselves because YouTube is such a good market. That's why, like, Guara and stuff like that do so good because they literally do all their streams on YouTube and then their fan base literally will record or like edit videos for them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like once you get up to that status, but like when you're just starting, just learn it yourself. Or as I said, I have somebody that helps me with all my stuff, and
Yeah.
um, it's worth it. I'm telling you right now, it's worth every penny to do this because
Like,
I've
I
honestly been
already
so
have
much
people
happier
that
doing
do,
this.
like, like, my Twitch clips and stuff, like, I'm perfectly fine with, like, my viewers, like,
Hmm.
doing any out of context clips, like, that gets views, like, it's funny, I
Yeah,
fucking get it, I understand, I'm lewd, I get it, but, like, I have somebody in my community that appreciates, like, editing clips and stuff, and honestly, I post that shit on Twitter, and that shit, like, goes off. And
it
I'm like,
does.
"That's great." Like, my channel trailer on my Twitch, he made it. He compiled all of it together. The only thing that I did was I recorded the beginning and the end, and that was it. Like, a little, like, intro to me and then being like, you know, I'm totally say so, and then you see literally the first clip after me going, "Yeah, I'm say so. Welcome to the Bat Cave," is titties right
It is.
after, and then I'm you know supposed to be watching like the whole thing, and I fucking love it. I think it's great. And then at the end, I'm like, yeah, I lied. I'm lewd. Welcome. Like, what's good? Because
I've
I love doing that like false sense of like it's not like false sense of coziness because I do relate to like being a cozy lewd tuber. Like I may be a lewd bitch.
Do you
I love
ever have
being
somebody
horny.
do you ever have somebody though, like, in your streams that, like, it goes from, like, lewd to just uncomfortable? Like, they
Yes,
talk yeah, let me hear it.
yes.
I wanna hear it.
Okay, so I do appreciate actually treating my fans like actual fucking people and not being one of those
Uh-huh.
VTubers that are like, "Oh yeah, I do that, but let me like flirt with them the whole time and then expect them not to feel things." No, you're a fucking I'm not stupid. like
Yeah.
I do I do obviously like tie my character into being how I am on stream and everything,
Mhm.
but like most of it is myself. Okay, you can't pull yourself 100% away from your
Yourself,
character.
physically.
Yeah, because we're not anime characters.
We're not? Is this not the simulation?
Oh my god. Ugh, the only stimulation I got is my massive titties. No, but
Uh,
I've seen that. Like I'll get back to the question, but I've seen
mhm.
that a lot is that like people are like, "Oh, you know, I'm myself on stream, but like really I'm myself off stream." So like, you know, I'm not this character. I'm like, "You created that character. You paid XYZ amount of money to get the model that
Uh-huh.
you wanted, and you got the viewers because of your shit. You are you, but you are also your character. You may
Mhm.
not be, you know, I don't know, generic monster name here. Like, okay, you know what? I'll say this. Obviously, I am not outside of the screen. I am not a purple vampire who is 5'10", who you know has the short purple hair, and who has blood bags as titties. I am not that. That is
What?
like unrealistic.
What?
I know.
Okay,
You're not a bunny?
you're you know what? I this podcast is done. I'm gonna go ahead and take this
Oh, I'm
microphone
so
off, you
sorry.
know,
No.
you lied to me. I
Uh,
was so in love with you,
I'm
and now you're not
sorry.
a vamp.
Okay, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm dummy thick. It's okay. It's
You're not a
okay.
bunny. I like yours though. You're not a
You're
bunny,
not a bunny?
but, like,
Like, that that's a huge thing
on
that
all
people are
levels except
except
physical, I am a
physical, I'm a
bunny.
bunny.
Chomp.
No, but that's, like, a big thing that I've been seeing. It's like it's the idea that you don't have, actions, for consequences of your actions. If you are going to do X, Y, and Z to somebody and you get called
Mhm.
out for it, you can't go, "Oh, yeah, it was just my VTuber."
I know.
Okay?
Didn't like I'm gonna name drop, and if he listens to this, I'm sorry, but didn't like Lux get in trouble for something like that?
I
Like
don't know.
he's another VTuber, and like I guess he was saying something that's like, you know how hard it is to find like new and upcoming
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
VTubers, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
like
yeah.
people were
And
like, you can
somebody
literally go
edited
to
that
like lowest to
shit and was
highest.
like, "Yeah, look
Yeah.
at this." He
Like
was
no
like,
hate
"Oh,
to
the
the
top
guy, but
3," and
still.
I'm like, "It's not the top 3, those are the top 3 that you are following."
Yeah, the
Like,
following. If you follow big people, you get big people. If you
yeah, they're
follow
gonna be at the
nothing
top.
but, like, little people, then, like, yeah, you could find as many people as you want.
Yeah, it's not that hard to follow people, like
I was gonna say, though, to still go on the question a little bit,
yeah.
I know that I've seen VTubers and stuff, like, where they get, like, the most uncomfortable person in chat that isn't, like, flirty. It's not like, "Oh my god, the things I would do to those pillows." Like
Yeah.
that, like, that's cute, but, like, if someone's
Mhm.
just like, "Oh, yeah, I would totally, like, masturbate to that. Holy shit, dude." It's like, "No, like, ew."
Yeah, I've gotten that. I've
Like, that
gotten
goes from, like,
similar
lewd to
things
just
to
being
that.
gross.
In the very beginning, I had
Uh-huh,
he is no longer a friend of mine,
uh-huh.
which, like, whatever. Um, one of the very first, messages that he ever sent to me, and it was, like, right when we, like, met,
Uh-huh.
He was another vampire. He does not, use the VamperRIka anymore. He uses, a particular nun, okay?
Mhm.
I won't say it because if I say the name, like, of what
Uh-huh.
type of nun it is, people will fucking know who the fuck I'm talking about,
Oh, no.
uh, because they use the name, like, they use that particular. So I'm like, "Dude, fuck, like, I can't even say this now," and people will be like, "Oh, you're talking about this?" I'm like, What? What?"
Well, did
Uh,
he get, like, gross with you, or
yeah, so the first message, because he was a vampire as well, he went,
Uh-huh.
"Oh, do you wanna touch fangs?" Which, like, is like, "Oh, do you wanna kiss?" And I didn't pull away from my character, I was like, "I am Rika." This is me at the beginning, like, I
Uh-huh.
did not do that because I didn't wanna deal with people, like, completely flirting with me.
Uh-huh.
Which is also why, like, I created a canon boyfriend, for Rika, like, I'm like, "Ah, whatever," but, like, now that I've grown and everything and, like, as a person, I'm like, "Okay, like,
Mhm.
yeah, that's the character, like, as long as I'm comfy with somebody, I'm okay, like, that's perfectly okay." But I told him straight up, I was like, "I don't know you. What do you mean?" Though, fortunately slash unfortunately, like, as I was tying into, because 'cause I'm a switch, as I was tying into my, dom side,
Mhm.
towards, October is when I started, he became one of my subs, and I am hearing thunder again, I apologize if that
No, you're
carries
good, you're
on.
good.
Okay. Um, he became one of my subs, and unfortunately, I wasn't ready for that,
Oh,
and
no.
he coerced me into doing things, like, I was not comfortable,
Oh, no.
doing, like, sexual acts at the point that we were at, we did
Mhm.
it, and it just, like, felt creepy, and it was like, lewd and everything, I'm fine with flirting, I flirt with my friends, Lime has literally seen me flirt with, like, a lot of people,
Yes, yes.
and, like, it's comfy, like, I'm very comfortable with it, but when you're
Uh-huh.
in the act of doing something, like, on call, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, baby, you want me to do this to you?" Like, "Oh, oh, I'm sliding it in," like, type of shit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"It's not a role play." Like, that's literally what I said as in the middle of it, I was like, "It's not a role play."
I
Like,
fu it's like I go back and forth
I
as
go
I
back
pick up
and
my
forth, yeah,
burrito
mhm.
from the bedstand while you go to town on me.
Pretty much is what was going on because he was, like, describing everything, and I was like, "It's
I
not
would
a role
pay
play."
I would pay for somebody to do a role play like that where it's just like as she goes up and down on me, I start having a four-course meal. I'm like, "Yeah, babe, you're doing great," munching on the lobster that we got from Red Lobster.
Like, I'm fine with, like, the the descriptions when you're doing, like, audio erotica and stuff like that, like, doing, audios, but, like,
Uh-huh,
when it's a one-on-one session and somebody is describing it like that, and not in the foreplay sense of, like, "Oh, yeah,
uh-huh.
like, if I was here, I would do this." No, we're in the act, like, physically moaning and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, like, I'm moving back and forth," and I was like, "It's kinda what happens when you stroke a dick. I don't know what to tell you." Like
I love it because it's like I feel like when people learn to like role play and stuff like that's how they learn. It's
Yeah.
just like gets naked, but like the avatar is like already naked. It's like gets naked,
Gets
wiggles
naked.
wiener,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
and
don't get me started with my early RP days. I would do
oh
one-liners when
no,
you're, like, in the middle of doing stuff, and it would just go, "Mm, ah." That's it.
uh,
That's it. That's literally it. It would be like, "Oh, yeah, doing this," and I'd go, "Ah." 'Cause I was an awkward kid, I didn't know what to do. Now I'm descriptive.
It's like yes, go crazy on me. But can you? It's like it's like pauses role play. It's like hold on, babe. Chicken nuggets are done. I exit the bedroom to go get dino nuggies from the microwave.
Man, I would love if somebody actually did that, like, if they were like, "Oh, yeah, I can tease you real good," it's like, "Oh, yeah, torment me," it's like, "The chicken nuggies are done," and then walks away, I'm like,
Yes.
God damn, like, that's not the type of torment I
Like,
wanted, but that was good.
like, it's like those videos or those pictures where it's like, "You can do anything to me," and it's like, they, like, tie him to the bed, and, like, they just leave to go play the PlayStation 5.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's my
Listen,
favorite.
that's actually, like, what people do sometimes when it comes to, like, brats and stuff, and
Oh,
they think that
yeah.
they're gonna get their way and everything, like, that is my favorite thing to do when it comes to brats is,
Are you a
like
brat tamer, or are you the brat?
I'm kind of both.
Mm,
I'm not a brat, but I am bratty,
uh-huh,
because when I am in the submissive state, like, fully submit, I
uh-huh.
am like a puppy. I want to be good. I want to be a good girl. Like, that is, like, my whole deal. However, I'm gonna challenge the fuck out of you. You think that you're gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, sit down," and I'm just gonna take it? No! I'm gonna run around, fuck you, like,
I think it's funny,
"Face me,
like,
bitch."
it was, like, Saria or somebody else I was talking to were like, "Do you know that you're a bottom?" I was like, "No, I'm not." They're like, "Oh my god, yes, you are." And then, like, even I go through and I asked, like, 5 other of my friends, and I was like, "Am I
Like,
a
yeah.
bottom?" And they're like, "100%." Like, nobody said no, and I was like, "What? Just because
Oh.
I'm a bunny that's good that says sorry a lot, wears big sweater like, sweaters
Yes,
and
that's
hoodies and
you
says
just
"ooh
described a
woo"
lot of
and
yep,
needs hugs," like, I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
shit." I
yes,
was like,
you
I
are.
had that sudden realization
You're
where I was
like, "Oh,
like,
fuck, I am a bottom.
"Uh."
Oh no, my bottom, it's
It's broken.
broken."
Oh, no. My levels, they're broken. Oh, I love it. I love it so much because it's just I don't know, like, stuff like that always makes me smile. Those types of jokes
Yeah,
always get me to laugh
they're
because
so stupid, but they're so funny.
it's like, "Oh my god, you guys did a lewd role play, or no, lewd
The
reading."
fucking Dojin,
I
I
was fucking
highlight that
crying. I
shit.
was laughing so hard.
Every time that you did it, I was like, "Live, please." You're like, "Oh man, this sandwich is kinda stale." I was like, "Shut the fuck up."
She
It
was
was
like it was like her and her friend, chat for context. It was like her and her friend and, like, somebody else, they're, like, reading, like a threesome, like a what is it, a threesome
Yeah.
dojin, and I
So,
would just
like, you know what
randomly
makes
just
it
go,
better, Lime? It's
yeah,
me, my friend, Pixie, who I call my wife. Like,
uh-huh,
we flirt with each other 24 fucking 7. It's literally one of those, like, if you've ever seen in, like, I don't know, like, movies and shit, it's like, "Oh my god, are those girls dating or are they best friends?" Yes!
yes.
It is us, that is us. We don't know if it's joking or not, at least I don't, like, and I'm like, "Is this real?" Like, I don't know, and she's like, "I'm gonna fuck you." I'm like, "Do you mean it as a joking or do you" like, I'm confused, and she's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Okay." Um, but that is our connection, and then, Zolo, the other person that was, he was doing the, male roles,
Uh-huh.
he's actually my dom. So, like, it made it so much better. He officially became my dom, not too long ago, but,
Hey.
yeah, I asked him and I was like, "Can you do this?" He's like, "I thought it was obvious that I wanted." I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry." I literally asked okay, I don't know if you were there when I said it, but the first time that I, saw his dick, right? Because like,
Yeah,
you know,
you were in VR
things
chat,
are
weren't you?
happening. We did stuff in VR chat, and then the second time that we did it, it was, pictures and stuff too, like, we were on call.
Uh-huh.
Um, and it was like a nice little, like, one of those videos of, like, the dick, like, flopping out of the pants, and I
Uh-huh.
literally went, "Whoa!" And I started fucking dying, and he was
I
like, "Are you okay?" I'm like,
Whoa! Starts, like, applauding,
"Oh,
like
no. Listen, this is literally how it went. I saw it flop out because I had to wait." He was like, "Oh, I'm sending something," and I was like, "Okay." And I'm looking at it, and I'm waiting for it to pop up, and I see, like, it's a video of him in front of a mirror, and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Sexy. Nice." I see it flop out. It does its a little bounce, and I go, "Whoa!" And then I laugh, and he's like, "Why? Are you good? Why are you laughing?" And I'm like, "I'm so sorry. I'm not." I'm not like he got self-conscious, right? And I was like,
Uh-huh.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just didn't want to say what I wanted to fucking say." And he's like, "No, hun, like say it." I'm like, "I don't want to say it. It sounds bad. Are you sure? Are you 100% sure you want to hear me say it?" He's like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, cuz now I'm nervous." And I was like, "I was going to say nice cock." Like my instinct was going, "Wow, nice cock." And so we laughed for 20 minutes as we were doing things. We calmed down. I'm stopped laughing. I'm like tearing up because I'm laughing so hard. 5
Uh-huh.
minutes in, when we're doing stuff, he starts laughing and he goes, "Nice cock." I'm like, "Don't fucking." So we're in the act, right? But we're laughing. We are literally chuckle fucks, and it's so funny.
That's the
I
best thing
I
ever.
love
Oh my
it.
god.
Yeah, like that's a big reason why I was like, "Yeah, this isn't just friends with
You know
benefits
what's my
for
my
this
favorite thing is like girlfriend and friends with benefits mix, like, it's
dude."
always sort of the same way for me where, like, we'll, like, talking and stuff like that, and then we, like, have a dirty talk, and out of nowhere, I'll just be like, "Hey, do you wanna see my dick?" And they'll be like, "Yeah." And then we end up being, like, friends with benefits. Like, it's never been like, "Hey, I wanted to ask you," or, "Hey, is it okay?" Da da da, and I'll just be like, "Hey, do you wanna see it?" They're like, "Yeah." 'Cause you just get that genuine curiosity. Because I did that to one of my other friends. I was like, "Can I see
Mhm.
your boobs?" And they're like, "Hell yeah." And they're like, "Bonk." Like, sick.
I'm
Like,
that
that's
type
always
of
how it's
person as
that's
long as I'm
always
comfy
the
with
people
them.
I've been with, and I love it. Like, those are the people that make life in the world go round.
Mhm. Yeah,
Because it's
I'm
like
definitely that type of person. Like, I mean, I say it on stream
well,
a
it's because
lot.
it's like,
I love
it's
titties, bro. Titties are
what
great.
I know, it's like, "So I need you to do me a big favor." It's like, "What is it?" It's like, "Boobs. I need them now,
Ooh,
or I will die in 5 minutes.
dang.
Doctor's orders." Or no, no, no. I sent one to my friends, some of my female friends, and I literally put the ones that says like I have boob phobia, and I need and I need a picture so I can try to get over it.
Yeah, I love that. That's funny. That's so funny.
They are.
I go, "I
It
don't know what
is.
titties look like." I'm a visual learner, meanwhile, I have my own. So, like, it's
I'm
funny,
a
like, on top
visual
of
learner.
that, I'm a visual learner. The one time I was in a VC in somebody
Mhm.
else's server, and we were talking about titties, and I was like, "Yeah, like, I'm literally obsessed with them," and somebody was, like, definitely, like, showing off her titties, and I was like, "I'm a mod here. I should be saying no, but, like, everyone's comfy, so, like, it's all good." Like, it wasn't, like, any, like, nip slips or anything, but,
Yeah.
like, it was very sensual, and I was like, "Ooh." And, like, 3 other ladies were in the call with me hearing
Mhm.
me, like, gush over these titties, and they went, "Rika, do you wanna see mine?" And I went, "I will never say no to titties.
I'm the same way.
Kill
Like
me if I do."
I know, I'm the same way. I'm always like, someone's like, "What if I sent like a random dick pic?" I'm like, if it's of like somebody I know, yeah, go for it. If it's just some guy being like,
Yeah,
"Do
if
you
it's
like
a
what you see?"
random
I'll be
dude,
like,
I'm
"Hey,
like,
go
"Nah."
away." Someone's like, "What if it was a girl that did it?" I'd kind of be the same way. I'm like, "Okay, cool stuff, but I don't know who you are, so it's not as special." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you know the person, it is. It's like I'm one. I guess because I'm. This is the demi side of me
Yeah,
talking, the
it is a
demisexual.
demi.
But like,
Yep, yep.
it's like I'm like if I know who you are and like I'm like, "Oh my god, we're friends." Like it's like, "You want to see it?" Yeah, sure. Whoa,
Mhm.
like the magic glow
Whoa,
kicks in and it's
and then you, like,
awesome.
compliment it.
Yeah, but then
Yep.
if it's just like someone like, "Hey, check this out." Flunk, it's like, "Bro, go
Yeah,
get
I'm
that
like,
looked at." Is it
"Oh."
supposed is it supposed to be curved like that?
I
What the
do
fuck?
actually. That is true. Like, if it's somebody that I'm comfy with and, like, they're like, "Do you wanna see it?" Or I'm like, like, "Do you wanna see mine?" Like, whatever, like, type of shit, I'm like, "Okay, I'm comfy with that." But, like, when I get, like, a random unsolicited dick pic, like, it's especially dicks. I've gotten unsolicited titty pics before too, like, from, like, viewers, and I'm like,
Uh,
I get it. I talk about titties all the time, but, like, if I don't actually talk to you and,
uh-huh.
like, I don't know you, like, I don't see titties as, like, a sexual thing. I genuinely don't,
I
'cause,
don't
like,
need I
they're
same
just
thing,
chest.
like, it's I think with both, like, body, like, me female, male, stuff
Yeah.
like that, like, in general,
Chest
I
and butt,
don't
I don't
really
see
yeah, I've
sexual.
never had one where I'm just like, "Oh my god, I need it, I need it." It's just like, "Okay, well, I like you as a person, so if this makes you
Yep.
happy, then let me
Mhm.
I'll help you out." It's cool.
Yeah. I'm like, "If you need that confidence boost, I am here for you as long as I'm comfy with you." Like,
Yeah. Like,
that's the thing, and I will reiterate that. Like,
I
if
think, like,
you
one thing
send
too
unsolicited shit, you are a bitch.
I think one thing too, I think guys, like, just to talk on the men's spectrum, I think most guys are actually self-conscious about their bodies more than women, just because I
Yeah.
think, I mean, sexually, we're not talking like physical looks. We're talking
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like penis, versus vagina. Like, because I think more men, I've actually known more guys that are like, I don't think I can go through with like sleeping with my girlfriend or my,
Oh,
whatever, because they get so nervous, like they don't want to like get naked and then like they get laughed at or the person's like, ugh, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like that's such a blow. Like I'm lucky I have never had that. But like
Mhm.
even still to this day, like there's guys out there that are like, hey bro, check it out. And like guys will just flash their cocks at each other and like not make it gay. But like me, I'm like, I can't even do that because I'm so self conscious. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh dude, I'll worry like I'll flash it out, and then it's just like somebody fucking laughs or some shit. Like and I'm like, oh, okay.
That's how I was with my body for a very long time.
Hmm.
IRL, I have tattoos, which have actually helped me out with my confidence.
Hmm.
Not that they're, like, in any, like, explicit areas or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
They're, like, actual like, I have tattoos that are meant to be shown off. I have 1 tattoo on each shoulder, and then I have 1 on my wrist.
Hmm.
Um, but, like, I am, I'm gender fluid. I am gender flux.
Oh, you
The
found the gender fluid.
Yeah, I drink it every day. It's called water. I don't know what this H2O bullshit is, but, it's gender
Yeah.
fluid. Um, but, so the main genders that I go by is
Hmm.
cis female, and then I go to, non-binary. I don't really relate with the masculine side of things most of the time, and if I do, it is more on the androgynous side of things. I don't really go with, like, the he, him. I don't, because I don't know, I just feel feminine most of the time. Um, but so it's unfortunate because I do have a bit of dysmorphia, and
Hmm.
I've noticed that over the years because 'cause I've just been like, "Oh, yeah, my confidence is shot," and my therapist was like, well, when I was going to therapy, was like, "Yeah, Rika, you have self-confidence issues," and I went, "Wow, I couldn't believe that. Could not believe that," and he's like, "No, like, clinical." I'm like, "Oh, that's that's rough, buddy," which is unfortunate because due to it being clinical, there's going to be a lot of things that I can't change.
Yes.
Um, because it is not just, "Oh, I feel really shitty because 'cause I'm XYZ age or XYZ weight and, blah, blah, blah," like, all of those things, but it is things that I need to work on every single day of my life, and it will most likely never get better. So that is why, like, I like, tapping into different aesthetics, like,
Mhm.
that is why I'm a goth. I like that there are multiple subgenres of goth and everything, which is why I have, Rika as being, like, a goth vampire. That is, like, exactly what I wanna be.
Mhm.
But, like, um, my tattoos have helped me out with, like, going to the shower and looking at yourself in the mirror and not being like, "Ew, a disgusting blob," because that's what
Mhm.
I see. That's physically what I see,
And
is a
then
disgusting blob.
yeah, and that happens, and that's why I'm saying this now for anybody
Mhm.
listening to this. Don't feel too ashamed of yourself. Take small steps and just work on yourself every day if you don't feel that confident. Like, it's gonna
Yeah,
sound hard, or it's like, oh, you can't control my life. This is just somebody who, same thing, has had body issues himself. Honestly, just better yourself. Surround yourself with better people, because the thing is that if you really do go with someone and they laugh at you for your size or this and that, they are not good people, and you don't need
that's
to be
true.
around them anyway.
Typically,
Somebody
the
will
people
literally
that
love you
do
for
that,
you. So
they're more self-conscious than you are, and that is why
exactly,
they do that, which is unfortunate, and they need to, better themselves in that way, but, like, realistically, that may never happen.
exactly.
You need to take care of yourself rather than, thinking of taking care of somebody else. That is a huge pill that I had to swallow.
Very true. You know what else is really unfortunate?
Mhm.
These ad reads. This podcast was brought to you by Freshen Up Hydration. Freshen Up Hydration is a energy drink and hydration formula service that gives you plenty of energy without the crash and the chalky taste, and hydration to help you get all your electrolytes back into your system. I was happy enough to try out their war cherry and lemonade recently, and let me tell you that both of them tasted delicious. And the new war cherry Honestly, this is probably one of the best energy drinks I've had in a long time. So try Freshen Up Hydration and use code LIMESLUSH. That's LIM3 slush. And it is worth every single cent. This portion of the broadcast was brought to you by GreasyGamer.com or GG.tv, a wonderful little website that is better than Twitter because there's not as much drama, and in general, you can meet other content creators. So basically, GG.tv, it's like Twitter without the bullshit. And we're back. Welcome back, everyone.
Man, we love segues here.
Oh, you know what's funny is that I've actually thought about buying a Segway. Like
Really?
one time. Yeah, because I mean, they look stupid, but I feel like they go really fast though, and you can just get from like point A to point B. Like you'll be laughed at, but at least like you'll be like, yeah, you're stuck in your car in traffic. I'm on the sidewalk zooming through everything.
So I haven't seen like one of those like big segues like IRL. I've seen like the hoverboards and stuff. But you know what I see a lot here
But
in a big city? It's like a one-wheel Segway. It's like a one-wheel
a little
hoverboard.
unicycle.
Yeah! Hold on, I wanna look it up. Um,
Oh my god, I
but I've
just
seen
imagine
it
somebody
so
being like,
I
I'm late
found
for
it,
work,
I
and they're
found
like
it, I
holding their
found it.
arms out.
Oh my god, I found it. It's so funny, it's so stupid.
I just picturing that now, someone like running late for work and they have like both arms out, like I'm running late, and they're like, "Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da."
Look at it.
That
It's so
looks stupid as
stupid.
hell.
But it's so funny because 'cause I'd be, like, on the bus, like, going to class or whatever, and I would just, like,
Uh,
see them, and I'm like, What the fuck?"
I feel like I would eat shit on that thing though.
Yeah, it was always this one dude, which, like, coincidentally, he went to the same college as me because I saw him, like, when I was getting off the bus, I'd see him walking up the stairs. I'm like, "Oh no, Segway boy's here."
Segway boy is here.
Not Segway, but I don't even know what major he was because I went to, like, a community college, for
Major
my first 2
stupid.
years. Exactly. What if he was a major in business? Like, that'd be so fucking funny.
He's like you like, and you'll see, your application looks really good. But I heard you on the bus a few times. Call me I majored in stupid, and you called me Segway boy. I'm sorry, Miss Rika, I can't hire you. I
All
don't
good,
hire
just
bullies at
"Fuck
this
you,
company.
bitch," and then, like, walk away, slam the
At
door.
least I have four wheels when I go home.
Exactly, yeah, I would genuinely say that, like, I'm not a mean person, but if somebody pushes me to the point, I'm just like, "Oh, okay, like, I have this. Shut the fuck up." Like
I'm one of those people that will literally, like, if somebody really pisses me off, I will like go for anything. And I mean, I will go for the jugular depending on how mad I am. Like some guy literally made me really mad once. Like he was a big shithead.
Mhm.
So like, and mind you guys, never do this because this is extremely stupid and dangerous. And I was very young at the time. He was literally like bullying and like yelling at me. And like when I was walking away, I was like, at least my mom's alive.
Oof.
Oh, I
Oof.
know. I to this day I was like, oh fuck. And he
Oh.
never talked to me after that too. He like
Yeah,
never spoke or looked my direction. He was
I mean,
so
like, good,
bummed.
but, like, ugh.
Oh, I know. I was mean. I was a nasty little shit when I was younger. Like I probably have said this before. Like I was a very ADHD kid, and like even to my teens, and like I would just not control myself at all. So
Mhm.
if somebody just pissed me off or like I was just not going to behave, I would just go off the rails and go for every jugular I could. Like now
It
I'm more smooth and stuff, and someone be like yelling, I'd be like, okay, whatever, I'll leave. But
that's good. Yeah.
no,
It's,
I'd be one of those people you probably see on World Star if the conversation went
oh,
south.
no.
I wouldn't fight though. I would be a verbal like a little verbal person where I just like hit like where it hurts kind of thing.
Jeez.
I was mean. I was a vicious little kid. But then, like I said, I grew up, and then I was like, wow, okay. It just took some aging to get over that part of my life.
Mhm.
I mean, I still do good roast, but like that's roasting, and that's people that I know. I would never do it just to be mean, though.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. And
yes,
even then, you need to understand, like, the limit
the
and,
limits,
like,
yeah.
because that's a big thing. Like, I don't mind when friends roast me, but, like, I have really bad anxiety,
Hmm.
So it's like if it gets to a point and you notice that I am like going completely silent, like when I'm already like invested into a conversation, that is kind of a telltale sign to be like, Rika, are you good? Like it is
I need
just
a fucking
like,
hug.
yeah, I always need a hug. Who doesn't need a
I
hug?
need a hug and a coffee.
I need a hug and a tea. I don't like coffee.
I don't either. I like the smell of it though.
I don't because I worked at Dunkin' Donuts for 2 years.
And Dunkin' Nuts.
So funny. Uh, also fuck Dunkin' Donuts.
What's wrong with Dunkin'
They
Donuts?
the fucking customers mainly, but also, like,
Oh.
the way that, like, some of the staff treats the other staff. Like, I kid you not, I worked there for,
Mhm,
like, almost 2 years. Like, I quit basically in May of that year. If I continued to October, it would have been exactly 2 years. So I was, like,
mhm.
almost there. Um, but man, food service.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I work food
dude,
service.
what is up with people thinking that, like, I'm under them?
It
Like,
it's
I
it
don't
it
understand the
it's
power
an
dynamic.
effect. So, like, it goes to, like, retail, food, anything like that, where you spend money. See,
Mhm.
people have this not everybody, by the way, not everyone, but there's
No,
people
it
out
is not
there that'll be
everybody, but there are a huge amount of
"Hey,
people that
hey,
do
I
this.
I spend money, I pay your salary,
It's
you
like,
listen to
you don't
me."
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's another thing. Like, I've genuinely had people, like, be berate and, like, just assholes, like, straight up assholes in front of me, like, when because, I started working at Dunkin', I was 18 to the age of, 20.
Mhm,
Um, so a solid 2 years, and I was in college, so, like, they knew that I was a college student and everything. I, changed my hair up a lot, like, because 'cause I'm an artist, I like to dye my hair a lot, but I became a shift leader. I went from a crew member to a shift leader in 6 months, because I knew what the fuck I was doing, and I was actually listening to shit. So I started training people and stuff like that, and, now I would work, like, the, cash register on Sundays when it was, busy because, like, the shift leaders and managers had to do that to make sure that, everything was in check because it gets really busy in the mornings.
mhm.
So I would do that, and there'd be this one customer that would come out, every single time that he was there when I was there, he hated me for some fucking reason. And he'd be like, "You're making me late to work. Like, you need to have, like, this line go faster." And I looked him dead in the eyes, like, the second time that he said it, and I said, "Sir, you've been in the line for 20 minutes. I can't do anything about that." And he's like, "And you're a shift leader? Blah, 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 blah." And I looked at his name tag,
And
and
you're
it
late
said,
for
like,
work?
crew member, and it was like he worked at Applebee's, and I was like, "You work for food, and you're going to talk to me like this?" And this is, like, the only time that anybody in my staff
Uh-huh.
saw me, like, get pissed. However, like, what that customer doesn't know is that, like, right after that, occurrence, like, I had to go into the back room and cry because, like, I am that type of person. Um,
Aw.
I'm really bad with confrontation, like, that's why I whenever confrontation and stuff happens in streams, I can't handle it.
Mhm.
I really can't. I'm getting better at it, I am no longer a doormat, that has been a thing that I've been working on for, like,
And that's
4
really
years at this
good.
point.
That's really fucking good.
Yeah, and it's a thing that you need to understand when you get to that point of, like, somebody's yelling at you and you were in their face crying because you can't do anything about it.
I know. I'm
That's
one
how
of
I
those
was for
people.
a while.
I was literally one of those people though, because like, here's the thing, like, so yeah, like I got vicious when I needed to get vicious, but like if I was just not really wanting to like have confrontation, I'd be like, please leave me alone. No, and then they keep going. It's like, please leave me alone. No, and then it's like if they're like, are you gonna cry? I would literally just start crying and make them feel really
Yeah.
bad. And like half the time I did, it made them feel really bad if I did start crying. They're like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry, sorry, no, 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 no," because then they're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, for me, like, luckily, I am, a
Mhm.
female and everything, and
The
unfortunately,
Mel.
there's the stigma of, like, "Don't make girls cry," like, "Oh my god, they're so weak," like, type of shit, but it's like,
Uh-huh.
I start crying, and you can see it in their eyes, even if they're still mad and still arguing
Uh-huh.
and stuff like that, you can see it in their eyes of, like, "I fucked up."
I wanna just do, like, one of those ugly cries that was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah."
No, I just start tearing up and everything is flooding as
Uh,
I am, like, staring them down and sniffling and being like, "Do you really need to talk to me like that?" Like, that is, like, my voice, but it's quivering because 'cause I'm crying, but I'm like, "Do you really need to talk to me like that? Do you think that you're bigger than me?" And I'm crying, and, like and they're so confused because 'cause they're like, "Oh, shit, like, she's saying this, but, like, her face is saying another thing." I don't know how to feel about this, 'cause, like, this one particular customer, like I said, like, he worked at Applebee's, like, he literally came in the drive-through in his fucking uniform and was like, "I'm gonna be late, blah, 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 blah," and he definitely was, like, around my age, like, he
Oh
had
my
to be in his
god.
20s, and I was like, "What gets you off to do this?" Like, staring him dead in the eyes, and I was like, "I'm sorry, sir, that you're late." And he's like, "Yeah?" Like, and I would just, like, stand there and be like, "Okay, but the line was wrapped around the store, and you came in because I saw your car."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You remember?" I'm like, "Your car's right in front of me, sir." "Of course I remember." Like
I mean, he works at Applebee's, his life already sucks, so he just has to spread his sucky life to other people.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
what
I've
a
had
suck.
people that have worked at Applebee's, none of them have come out with a smile, just saying.
No, because Applebee's sucks. The
It
food
does.
sucks too, like, it's so bad.
That's
It's
why
so
they
bad.
"Hi, welcome to Chili's."
I love Chili's. Oh
I
my
haven't
god.
been to Chili's in a long
Uh
time.
Listen, for some reason, I love corn on the cob, but for some reason, their corn on the cob slaps harder than any other fucking corn. Like, and I'll get it, like, I'm a picky bitch. I typically eat chicken tendies.
Chicken tendies.
I love chicken tendies.
Have you
I am
ever
the type of
eaten
person to, like, eat
Mhm.
chicken tendies everywhere and rank them.
I
Like, I
gotta
wanna
ask
do
this
that.
'cause
What's up?
I gotta lead into this, like, next segue. Have
Yeah.
you ever eaten somewhere and gotten, like, really, really sick? Like, the worst sickness you've ever had, like,
I've
eating out?
never had food poisoning or anything like
Uh-huh.
that,
Knock
but,
on wood.
yeah. Uh I've never gotten sick like that, currently, but, like so when I was figuring out that I have IBS,
Mhm.
um, I I was at an Italian restaurant and
Uh-huh.
I had gnocchi, but, like, their sauce was, Alfredo sauce, and it was really creamy.
Oh,
I was in the
no.
bathroom for 20 minutes.
Oh my god.
And then when we got home, I was in the bathroom on and off for, like, 2 hours, and it sucked. Like, I wasn't throwing up, but it was the other way, and I was like, "Oh, I don't like this." And I noticed, like, 'cause, like, wiping and stuff, like,
Uh,
I'm the type of person because I've been sick so many times that I need to make sure that everything is, like, coming out right.
yeah.
And, like, this is gonna be gross or whatever, but, like, the one fucking wipe, I wiped and I went, "That's not
Blech.
shit. That's not shit. It was mucus." And I'm like, "That is not supposed to come
Oh.
out." And I looked it up, and it was happening for, like, 3 days straight.
Mhm.
Mucus instead of anything. Like, I was both constipated, but also not because I was getting that release, but, like, nothing was coming out. Like, literally nothing was fucking coming out, like, ghost poops. And I was like, "What the fuck is this?" So I contacted my doctor, because I was having migraines as well. That's a big
Uh-huh.
thing that I get. I get chronic migraines sometimes. And I went to the doctor, she did sample work and everything, once I was
Mhm.
able to, like, actually do it, and she was like, "No, everything came back pretty okay, but, like, you might have acute IBS." I'm like, "What do you mean acute IBS?" Like,
What's
I
cute
didn't
about it?
know. Yeah, I made that joke, I'm not gonna lie, but I was like, "I didn't know that there was an acute form," and she went, "Yeah, IBS, typically people think of, like, those videos you'll see on, like, Twitter when, like, somebody's sitting at, like, a restaurant and all you see is, like, shitty pants." Like, they think of that when you
Eminem
think
versus
IBS.
IBS.
IBS. Yeah, like, you think of that, but, like, it is also, like no matter what, it is something in my stomach
Uh-huh.
lining or intestine lining, something is, ruptured, basically, like, or torn,
Oof.
um, which creates the mucus because it is proactively trying to create a barrier, um, And my doctor straight up said, no, at the very least, limit your dairy and limit your spicy food. And I did for a while, and I was eating very healthily and doing really good for like a month and a half, and I was still getting that mucus. So then I said, fuck it, I'm gonna eat what I want.
Mhm.
If it is literally a coin flip if I'm going to get sick,
Oh my
which
at least,
sucks, but
like
like,
at least
at least I
though
know.
at least, like, with you getting sick, though, I want you to can you tell the story again of, why like, what happens, like, when you, like, get nauseous or puke?
Oh, okay, yeah, because like,
We said it,
sometimes
like,
with
in the last
IBS,
podcast, but,
yeah.
like, since that one may or may not go up, I'd love for you to
It
tell it
it
one
do
more.
it does correlate with this because sometimes with IBS, I literally cannot tell which way it's going to come out,
Oh,
uh,
no.
like, especially when I'm at home, so I'm, like, sweating, having the panic attacks and everything, and I'm like, because I have emetophobia, which is fear of vomit, whether it is me vomiting, seeing something in a movie, hearing the sound, I cannot deal with it. I am getting better with it, because I'm able to correlate, like, if somebody, like, does a little gagging sound, like, in a game or, like, not in a game, but, like, in a VC, and people don't understand that I have that phobia, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
"Okay." Um, I'm like, "I can keep it down because I get nauseous." Like, it is, like, in my stomach, it turns, like, it flips immediately, and I'm like, "I can do it. I'm okay." But if they do it for a prolonged period, I, feel like I'm going to get sick, which sucks because, like, there's the distinction between like the actual sound versus the joking sound. There's totally a distinction. So when I actually am going to get sick and upchuck and however other adjectives you want to say for
Mhm.
throwing up, um, I get extremely sweaty. I start having a panic attack. I start getting clammy. My already pale skin turns pale white, like paper white. I look like a
Oh
piece of
my
paper. It's
god.
awful. I all of my flush goes out even though I feel hot. I feel
Mhm.
dizzy. It is like an extreme fear that creates the panic because it is panic and I recognize that. But because I get sweaty, and the only way that I can do this, without passing out because you shouldn't pass out before you're gonna throw up because, you could choke and die basically, like, no matter what. Um, I tie my hair up because I have long hair, I tie it up, and I physically have to at least strip the top part of my clothing off before I throw up. Sometimes it may not, like, happen, like, sometimes I'll be able to, like, regulate the body temperature, and then I'm okay with that, but yeah, and I could go on hours on end, feeling like I'm going to get sick and either never getting sick
Uh-huh.
or, like, it happens, like, 5 hours later, and I'm like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like, I was getting ready for this shit too, like, what the
Uh-huh.
fuck? But yeah, I get naked, before I throw up.
I love it though, cause um, she literally was like, "Oh yeah, this is like the only NSFW picture I had at the time." So I went
Yeah, and
on
it's me
Twitter
and
and literally put, "Are
me
you
in
about to
lingerie.
throw
"Are you
up?
about
I'm
to throw up?
sorry."
I'm sorry." I was like, "Shut the fuck up." I was like, "That's so funny."
I feel like I'm gonna make that joke anytime now where it's just like, "Hey Lime, look," and it's like you send me a topless picture. It's like, "Are you about to puke?
"Are
What's
you about
going
to"
on?"
and that's why you're not getting titties.
That's why you have been banished from the titty realm. No.
"No, I'm sorry."
No,
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 you're
no, they're
actually,
good.
like, the only one to, like, make that joke constantly, like, and I'm like, "Oh, damn." Like, cause people have been like, "I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of hot that you get naked," and I'm like, "Yeah, but, like, I look like I'm dying, so,
Yeah,
like,
I
it's
know. There's
not hot."
and me, I'm like, that's why I'm like, I'm more concerned. I'm like, uh-oh.
"Uh-oh,
It's like,
you gonna
Lime,
throw up.
Lime, I gotta show you something. You like drop the rope, and I'm like, oh no, you're gonna puke. Oh
You're
no,
gonna
let me get a
puke."
bucket.
You walk in as I'm getting dressed to, like, I don't know, go somewhere or whatever, and you're like, "Oh, Rika, are you gonna throw up?" It's
Oh,
like,
Rika,
"No."
did you just get finished throwing up? I just can't believe there's people out there that are like, "Oh, that's hot." I'm like, "You're
No,
about to
I've had
starve,
I've had
ew."
old, like, friends, like, when I would tell them the story on, like, literally, like, the step-by-step process of me, like, getting sick, they're like, Yeah, it's kind of hot that, like, you have to, like, take off your shirts and stuff, and I was like,
Mhm.
"It's not when you have to do it in public when you're about to go and get
Yeah.
sick," like, because that's happened to me in school sometimes, and
Mhm.
that's been a thing that I've had to do since I was young, like, at
Mhm.
least take off the top, like, because like, I sweat profusely, like, it is, like my
I
body temp goes, like, all the way up to, like, 150, not really, but,
I
like
mean, I'd be fair, like, even myself, though, I would do that if I was, like, gonna have, like, really bad, like,
mhm.
diarrhea or, like, sickness, I would literally have, like, everything like, my whole
Yeah, it's
pants, underwear,
like
like, everything goes
for
off. I'm like,
minutes, like,
even if I'm in a
sweating
public
that's
stall, like,
happening.
everything has to like, not everything, obviously, like, not my shirt or anything, but I will literally be like, jeans, underwear, everything's gotta go. I am about to just die here.
Yeah. Yeah,
So I'm like
that happens to me sometimes when my IBS flares up.
yeah.
I do the nakey thing, which sucks, but, like, it's and then you have to
Yeah.
put everything back on when you notice that everything is done, and
Yeah.
I'm like
But it's not like really though, like I'm laughing at you or anything. I'm like, I do the same thing. So I'm laughing with
Yeah,
you because I'm like, bro, I get the same way. So don't
yeah.
feel ashamed or embarrassed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because I'm like, I'm
it's
sure
you to
even
regulate
people,
the body temperature, like, that's pretty much
yeah.
what it is.
It's kind of like if you like, it's like if you get into a plane crash and you survive and you're like on fire and you like take your clothes off and it's like, bro, he's taking his clothes off. That's funny. It's like, no, he's on fire. Go put him out, you idiot. It's like that's hot.
Oh,
Like, yeah,
that's
it's
so
hot. It's
hot.
he's on
Yeah, it's hot.
fire.
I'm on fire, you dipshit. Like, yes.
I know. I think it's like people have that installed in their brain. Like as soon as they hear nudity or like somebody undressing, they automatically like, oh,
Yeah.
oh. It's like it's never like, oh yeah, I take my pants and my underwear off slowly, and then I have to take a mean shit.
That's true, like, that's why I appreciate, like, that I am demisexual, like, there were times where I hate that I am because I'm like, "Man," like, everybody else is like, "Oh, man, this is really hot," and I literally cannot see it. Like, okay, I don't know if you get, like, this line, but, like, when people are
Huh.
like, rate me on a scale of 1 to 10." I physically don't know how to answer.
Oh my god, yeah, I'm the same way. I literally am the same exact way because like I don't really know if I'm like handsome or not. I'm one of those people, and I'm not like it's like oh you are handsome. Are you just saying that? It's like yeah. Oh okay.
Yeah, because I don't like, I mean, it's really hard for me to find, physical attraction. I do think a lot of my friends are, at the very least, cute. I do say cute a lot, but, like, I'm the type of person that cute can mean more than, like,
Yeah.
adorable type of shit. Like, no, like, I just don't know how to, like, find sex appeal in people, like, people that I actually know, I should say. When it comes to, like,
Mhm.
celebrities and stuff and characters, I'm like, "Oh my god, they're hot. Whoa."
I'm
That's a
like the
different
same
thing.
way. I am. I'm the same way though, where it's like for me, like that's why I said to go back into a loop a little bit. Why I'm
Mhm.
like I never really ask unless like the person's comfortable. Or I'm
Yeah.
like I want to send nudes because like with nudes, it's like it has to be a really special thing, and you have to have
Mhm.
so much trust in the person
Yeah.
because like if you're just out of nowhere, like hey Rika, what? And that's like dick. It's like oh I didn't ask for this, so what the
Yeah,
fuck?
that's
You know what
kinda
I mean?
shitty.
But if it's like hey, do you you want to see it? And you're like no or yeah, then it's like okay, cool. Then it's like a big fucking firework going off. It's like the build-up's there, and then firework goes off, and it looks beautiful.
Yeah, like, I personally don't mind, like, lewd and sensual pictures that are, like, lead up to things. Like, I think those
Yeah.
those can be hot. Those are very, like, nice because you put your imagination into it.
Mhm.
Um, actual nudes and stuff, if I get them or I send them without really knowing the person, it doesn't do much
It
for me.
doesn't
Like, it is
feel it
just like,
I'm the same
just
way.
a dick.
I am the same way. It's because I have like when I was younger, like teenager years. Don't worry, not too young, I promise. Like in my high school years, I would do that a lot where I would like send one to maybe somebody I just started talking to. Like we'd get into like a
That's
dirty
how I was.
conversation and then
Yeah,
I'd send one and then like I'd just be like, there's no good feeling about it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh,
yeah.
like I kind of sent that and now I regret it.
So I actually have a reasoning for the way that I am about this.
Uh-huh.
Um, like, I don't mind talking about my past and stuff. I unfortunately was,
Hmm.
uh, abused in a way that is circulating Twitter, like, a lot, like, and I don't
Hmm.
like saying the word because so many people are like, "Oh, no,
Yeah.
you weren't," but it's like, the grooming.
Mhm.
I was, unfortunately groomed, from the ages of 12 to 17.
Holy shit.
Is when I finally got away from the, main abuser. I did have a few others. I had 2 main abusers. One of them I finally, like, cut out when I was, like, 18 or 19. But the first one, is the reasoning why I have such a terrible self-image of myself, because it would be every day doing sexual things, every single fucking day.
Ugh.
He got so bad to the point that, like, if I was on my menstrual cycle, he would be pissed, and I'm like, "What? Like,
You can't
I can't
control that
control
shit,
that."
as far as I know.
You can't, and,
Okay.
uh, as a kid, like, going through puberty and pre-puberty because he saw me in both stages, and then he
Oh,
saw me in
shit.
teenage. Once I started getting my period, he was, like, pissed, and I was like, "I literally cannot do anything about that." Like, he was
Mm.
like, "No, you're fucking lying," and I was like, I'm not gonna show you, like, the bloody pad, like, what? Like, what do you mean?" Um but
Oof.
so the way that I was as a kid, and it sucks to say this, because like, I am
Mhm.
better with taking nudes at the current moment. I only do
Uh-huh.
it to people that, like, I really trust, which is good, okay? Like, people out there, do that, please. Your body
Yes.
is literally a temple. Um, you allow the people in, whether to see it
Somebody with,
or
like, a
inside.
high-end, like, OnlyFans is like, "Nah."
Ugh, disgusting.
Nah.
How dare. Fuck you.
I don't know, I feel like that's, like, a level of high confidence where you're like, "I really don't c as long as,
Yeah.
people are willing to pay for it, I don't mind." At least they're at that level
Yeah,
of
like, at
confidence.
least you're paying for it, okay? Like, if you're going to send nudes willy-nilly, get bank for it, get
Yeah.
money for it, get paid, don't be
Get paid.
dumb.
Hey, now, you're an
Hey,
all-star. It's
now.
show on, get paid.
So so nudes to me, the way that I was sending them,
Uh-huh.
is kind of like the way that currently, like, me and Lime, we send memes to each other,
Yes.
like, pretty frequently. Think of every time that you sent me a meme, I sent you a nude.
Okay, chat, if you guys are listening to this, we do have a new system. So I send a meme, she sends me a nude, and the world is gonna go faster, and we're gonna start having world peace.
But unfortunately, that's how I was.
There's like no, no, no. There's that
Yeah.
picture. Remember where the lady's like, "So you're just gonna send this girl memes until she falls in love with you? What a
Yes.
loser!"
Yes, I will, ma'am. Fuck you.
I know that's
Uh,
how I am too. I'm like, "Fuck you! I'm still gonna send memes whether they like me or not."
yeah, memes are fun, but
They're
it's
so
like,
good.
or like, your morning messages, like, you give me, like, a random quote, like, if I responded instead of being like, "Oh, yeah, thanks," I would send you a nude. That's how I was. And, like, it's funny as an adult, but, like,
Yeah.
like I said, ages 12 to 17, I was
Then
doing
that's
that.
not fun. Then that's just fucked up.
It's and I was taught to do that, like, that is the thing,
Jesus
and,
Christ.
like, it sucks because I'm like, I regret all of that.
Mhm.
I regret all of it because it fucked me up for the time, like, for a long fucking time, and it still does.
Uh-huh.
Um, for about 3 years, once I, stopped, being associated with that guy, um, from the ages of, like, at the very least, like, 18 to 20 or something like that, I refused to send nudes.
Mhm.
I didn't do it, I became pretty celibate, which unfortunately, like, made my sex drive, like, decrease, like, extremely amount.
Uh-huh.
I'm still getting better at that, like, I kid you not, dude, um, I didn't nut for 16 months
Oh my
because of
gosh.
that. It was bad.
I used to be like that a lot, and, like, I didn't same thing, I had, like, about a good, like, almost couple years where I didn't,
Mhm.
and it wasn't even like, oh, out of religious or this and that, it was just, like, I had, like, no confidence in myself, so, like, I would literally
Yeah,
look in the mirror and just be like, "Fuck," and then I would just make sure to be not look at myself for, like, 2 or 3 years until finally, when I did start, like, getting into relationships as an adult, where I kinda figured out, I'm like, I was around such shitty people that
yeah.
that made me feel self-conscious.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens, and
It
it
does.
sucks 'cause
Mhm,
pretty much, like, if they're saying something to you,
mhm.
and you are slightly feeling that, you're going to think that it's real.
And, that's why I think, like, there's that thing of, like, we'll see somebody who's, like, really, really hot, like, like, let's say, like, tanned, big
Yeah,
boobs, big ass, you know what I mean? And then they're like,
yeah,
"Oh my god, I'm so ugly," like, and they type that. and then it's like, let's say they were or weren't in a relationship,
Mhm.
um, then that's why I feel like so many of them are just like, they don't feel good enough because probably the person they're dating is a complete douche.
Yeah.
Just saying. And I think that relatively speaking, I've seen more women like that where they're having those issues, and like guys can have it too, but I've honestly seen it happen more in women because it's one of those double standard things I think
Mhm.
happens. So that's why I'm like, it really sucks to see because I've seen some beautiful people that absolutely will destroy their body just to try to look perfect, and I'm like, fuck,
Yeah,
man.
that's exactly how it is.
It does.
They'll
It's
do the
sad.
new, the supplements, they'll do, like, anything to be what they believe would be perfect, and then when they finally are at that stage of perfection, then they realize, "I'm not perfect," and it fucks with their head so much more.
Mhm. And you know, like it's a media thing. You know what I mean? Like media will sell you beauty. You know, it's like if you have acne, people won't want to fuck you. If your breath stinks, you know, people will start running away. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's easy to sell. That's why you see those commercials where it's like, oh, there's a beautiful girl over there. I better take this Tic Tac mint whatever, and then they'll talk to me. Or if I spray this really cheap stinky cologne, they'll drive right to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, and it's like, no, that's not how that works, that's
No.
superficial.
That's like it's not like an animal where like what I can't remember the name of the animal. It's like the ones like they'll stand on their hind legs and like the biggest one will and like the biggest one gets the girl kind of thing. It's like, oh,
Deer. Deer do
deer. That's what it is. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, deer. Like we don't live like deer,
No.
you know?
And, like,
Like
you just
no,
look like
it's
a douchebag when you're doing that, like
honestly like I'm one of those people that like I would rather date a friend than just go out on a date and like try to
that's a
find
demi
somebody the
thing,
date
dear.
way. It see do you see what I'm seeing? Like why
Yeah.
I don't think I think I'm anything else, why I think I'm really demi?
Yeah,
Because like
that's
I
demi,
don't believe
because
in the
that's
whole
how I
like
am. I like to
I'm
become comfortable with somebody before I go on to a first date and stuff like that. Like, even,
mm,
even my relationship with Zolo, it is, at the current moment, it is a dom dynamic because I don't want to rush things.
no.
Because with my ex, I rush things, and I'm not going to say his name because obvious fucking reasons. Um,
Speed run bone any percent.
pretty much! Yeah, I think I told you that. Like, literally, like, we
Yeah.
speedrun the relationship. We fucked twice in VR chat, and the second time he went, "I'm your dom," and I only knew him for, like, 5 days. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then, like, a month in, he visits me. He, takes my virginity. I did not regret anything. I still don't regret it,
Mhm.
because I was comfy with him, and we had a good time. He was making sure I was okay. I 2 months within 2 months, I get really anxious because he is a lewd tuber as well. He gets really flirty with people, and he visited other people,
Mhm.
with the intention of doing things. And I was like, "Yeah, as long as I don't like actually know what you're doing, because I don't know if I'm poly or if I'm monogamous. I'm new to all of this. I don't
Mhm.
know." Um, I come to him saying, I don't know if I'm okay with it, but I am willing to try. I am willing to grow because I want to grow. I want to understand the different variations of love. And I'm crying to him, anxiously crying,
Uh-huh.
being like, I don't know how I feel about things, but I need to make sure that I am okay and make sure that you are okay. And I am letting you know that I am okay as long as you are willing to help me with this. Within that week, he goes, I'm not feeling these fuzzy feelings anymore, which, by the way, guys, you're not gonna feel the fuzzy feelings in every fucking relationship for the whole time. That's called the honeymoon phase or the
Yeah.
puppy love phase. It's either or. It's not gonna stay. So if you are dating somebody and those specific feelings that you felt at the beginning
In the beginning.
in the I knew you were gonna do my mind said it too. My mind was like, "Say it, Rika." I'm like, "No, no, it's serious. I don't no." Uh,
I'm sorry.
yeah, but
Sorry.
in the beginning, you feel those fireworks, those love, and all of that. They're going to die down.
Mhm.
That is how a relationship works. But you need to put 110% of yourself into that relationship to keep it afloat because you can find those feelings again.
Yes.
That's how that works. When he started to not feel those feelings for me, he literally said, "I'm not feeling this anymore, but I'll see how it feels." And in 2 weeks, he broke up with me right after a collab.
Ugh,
Right after a fucking collab. A few days before my birthday, too.
what a douche.
And, like, without everything else, like, going on, it was timeline-wise and, like, the bare minimum is we met, he
Uh-huh,
became my dom in 5 days. Within a month, he visited me, and I was comfy with that. Very good 3-day,
uh-huh,
3-day visit. He visited his other partner less than 2 weeks after, was there for a week, and was also there for Valentine's Day. So they were physically together.
mhm.
The other partner asked him, "Hey, I want to be your girlfriend," or however they said it. He asked me on text. I said, "Yeah." And then I was like, "Wait, do they know?" And he went, "Yeah, they asked me." That broke me because I wanted
Oh,
to ask him, like, if we could be a partner, if we could, like, be boyfriend and girlfriend when he was here, but I didn't because I didn't want to scare him
mhm,
because he already didn't wanna get married and he didn't want kids, which are a huge thing for me if I am going to have a future with somebody.
mhm,
Um, and then within 2 months, the whole month of March, he hardly did anything with me. We literally were not intimate all of March. There was
mhm.
no intimacy, which is a big thing when you were doing intimacy almost daily. We didn't call each other for nighttime calls, which was another big thing. He left me with, a really bad sleep schedule, where we would hang out between the hours of 3 AM and 6 AM, and I was fine with it because I didn't have any work or school or anything. And then I'd be like, "Okay, yeah, we're gonna go to sleep, right?" He's like, "Oh, no, I'm gonna go to sleep by myself."
Oh my god. See
So he, like, did
mhm.
that, and then he broke up with me at the end of the month, and then now we're still doing the collab, but, we'll see how that goes.
I feel that, though. I mean, I'm,
Tea.
like, the same way where somebody's like if, someone's like, "Are you ever gonna get a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a
Mhm.
partner, da da da," and I'm like, if they want that, then I'll do it,
Yeah.
but I always got nervous with it because I feel like once you put girlfriend or boyfriend as like, a status anywhere, then things get just messy really fast.
It can.
It can, and
It
it
can, but it can
mhm.
also be very beautiful.
I think I was too young, I guess, to really understand that, if that makes
Ah,
sense, and that because that
yeah.
does happen, because that was my biggest fear because 'cause I've had that happen where it's like, "Yeah, sure," and then I changed to, like, not single anymore, I have somebody, and
Yeah.
then sure enough, within, like, a few weeks, it's just like, "You don't do this and this and this for me is enough, da 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 da." It's like, "But I'm trying," like, "What happened to
Mhm.
us just being friends and hanging out? Like, what happened to that?" It's like, "Well, da 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 da," you know what I mean? Like, I'm
Yeah.
scared of that, but at the same time, like, I'm older now, so now I kind of know better, if that makes
Mhm.
sense?
Yeah.
So, I know, like, one of my friends too, they do the whole poly thing. So, like, they
Yeah.
have, like, a multiples of 3, and I'm like, I feel like that could get messy though, because 'cause I've seen multiple relationships that were poly, and they get messy really quick because somebody will love the, like, one person over the other, and then
Yep.
the other person doesn't want the other person there. So
That's, kinda what happened, because it was,
oh,
me, my partner, and then his other partner, and we had a server together,
mm,
the 3 of us, and we would hang out in that, and then by the time that he, came back from visiting them, we hardly hung out in that server anymore.
I hate hearing that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
but I was
I don't
having
know,
a good
like
time. I
mhm,
actually was growing a crush on the other person, and then, like, the way that they treated me, I did not like.
mhm.
They
Like,
were
I
very,
mhm,
like, angy and, like, it felt like they
mhm.
were annoyed by my presence all the time, and, like, I was just like, "Okay," and the both of them, scolded me about things, about, like, special interests of mine and being like, "No, like, that's not, blah, 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 blah," and I was like, "Okay, I was just trying to share something," and then, like, he'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," and I'm like, "No, it's fine," but the other person wouldn't say
Mhm.
anything. So it's like,
Yeah.
I was only comforted by my partner, but, like, you were also doing it, so, like,
It's just that there's, like, that ground going on.
yeah, I just felt like they didn't like me, and I still feel like they don't like me because I'll go
Uh,
into, like, different chats, and I'll see them, like, being very possessive about other people, but, like, I'm like, "Ah, whatever," and I'll be
yeah.
in the chat, and what I fucking notice, and I'll message this in the general, but this is
Uh-huh.
literally the face that they make every time that they see that I'm in the chat, and then they go, like, inactive.
Oh my god.
I kid you
Yeah,
fucking not. I kid you
ugh,
not. It's every single fucking time that I'm, like,
God
in the chat
almighty.
and the streamer is like, "Oh my god, Rika, like, I haven't seen you in a while." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, like, blah, 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 like, things are busy, you know, I'm getting ready for school," type of shit. And, like, I'm chatting with them because most streamers that I watch are typically my friends, or, like, I'm very friendly with them. I'm very much that type of person, and
Uh-huh.
I'll see them in chat, and they'll, like, you know, I won't say anything for, like, 5 minutes because I'm just listening, watching, and then I'm like, "Hey, yo, what's up?" And then they're like, "Oh my god, Rika." And I see that immediately after, like, they're talking to me for a little bit, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" And then I look at the, like, follow list that are, like, the viewer list or whatever, and I see that they left, and I was like, "Really? Dude, like, are you fucking like, what did I do?" I
People
didn't
are
do
like that though, where it's like, "Oh yeah, having fun." Like I had like one time I joined a stream that was like that. Like you could tell they were super duper in a group only kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I decided to join to be nice because there's only like me and a couple people in chat, right?
Yeah.
And so the guy joined up. They're like, "Hi, Lime. Thank you for joining." Da 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 da. And like they were making inside jokes like nobody else could get, and like laughing their asses off. And I'm like, okay. And then like one guy, he was talking to another bunny girl, right? And I didn't know she
Mhm.
was a bunny girl, so he was just saying, "Oh, cute bunny. I would love to eat the bunny. Num num num." And I'm like, what? And then he's like, "What, bro?" I'm like, okay.
You're like,
And
"I'm
he
a
just kept
bunny,
doing that
bitch."
to me. Yeah, he kept doing that to me the whole time because he would just be
Oh.
like constantly to the other girl, be like, "She's so cute, I would eat her up, yum 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 yum." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Bro," like get really pissed with me, and I'm like I'm a bunny too. Do you want my feet, little num 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 on my feet,
They're
buddy?
like, "No, you're a dude bunny, you got a dick." It's like, "What?"
My dick's bigger than hers. I'm just saying.
The dick is the best part.
The dick's the best part. You get the whole bundle, dude.
Mhm. You get the fluffy, but you get the dick.
I actually, oh my god, I'll send it to you later
Yeah.
if you want it. Only if you do. Literally,
Okay.
somebody made my first Lime lewd the
I
other
wanna see,
day.
I wanna see, I wanna
Okay,
see.
I was like, he's a not safe for work artist, and so
Yeah.
he's like, "Can I draw Lime?" And I was like, "Sure." I didn't think of anything of it because I
You
was like,
thought it was
he
just gonna
has
be a
drawn
regular art?
clean, so he's just like, "Here you go." And then I was like, "Oh my god, he's naked."
Mimi
I didn't
cutie.
hate it. I told him because he got worried for a second. I was like, "No, no, no, I don't hate it at all. It just was unexpected."
Yeah.
It's kinda like if someone would be like, "Oh, I got fan art," and it's always like Lime being cute or just like a little cute
Mhm.
picture from something I did. And like this one, it's just like, boom, Lime dick. And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
I
I was
love
like,
that.
"Okay, I won't deny it, but okay."
Right. That's so fucking funny.
Oh, it's so good. Like I said, because a lot of people ask me that too. They're like, "Is he gonna be Lime? Is he gonna be like furry weirdo?" Da da da. And I'm like, if it happens, it happens. I'm not gonna. I personally don't commission not safe for work art, but
Yeah.
like, cause like any art I buy is usually for like thumbnails or for the channel or like if
Mhm.
there's a game I played and I'm like, I want myself to be self-inserted into this game, then I'll buy something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
But,
I
like,
completely get
I don't
that.
think I'd really go out unless it's, like, somebody, like, I like or, like, they're cool with it to, like, have a sexy photo like that.
Yeah.
It's not so much like, "Oh, Lime can never be lewd, da da da." It's like, I guess I'm just not at that stage yet where I'm like, you know what I mean? If that
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense? Where I'm just like, I'm not at that stage yet where it's like, "Should I be showing everyone Lime's wiener? I don't know yet. Do you guys wanna see it?
Do you
No,
guys
no,
wanna see this
yeah." You have, like, the
dick?
one person, like, the far back, like, raising their hand, like, I wanna
Yeah!
see it." It's like,
Woo! Dick!
"Whip whoa, whip it out."
Whip that dick out! Grab his
Okay,
dick and twist it! Twist
unzips, and
that
then
dick!
"You guys wanna see the dick? Sure." I unzip it, and then Twitch staff comes over, says, "Sir, don't do that here."
"Sir, you're a bunny, you're supposed to be cute, fuck off.
Sir,
Stop.
put the penis back in the bag, and then go back
Put
to
it in the
streaming."
bag! Put
Put the
it
penis give the I like, actually, there's a video, I'll have to send it to you later too, where
in!"
these guys, like, rob a sperm bank, and the cops start shooting at them, and the bags start breaking open.
Oh my god. Jeez.
Fucking love it. Anyway, though, since it is getting late, I thought I'd wrap things up with you because this has
Yeah.
been probably one of my favorite podcasts in a while. Because all we've done is just talk
Talk
about
about
dicks,
dicks. Dicks
dicks
and
and
titties.
boobies, yeah, dicks and titties,
Exactly.
the whole cast.
That's
Yeah, we didn't
literally
even
me
get
all
to
the
talk about
time.
your. We didn't even get to shout out your live 2D model.
Oh shit, yeah, yeah,
We've been too
yep.
busy talking
We've
about penis.
Listen, his dick. That is true. I do have, I just got my live 2D model. Actually, I don't know if I told you this, but I, paid off my rigger.
Mhm,
So I think I'm going to be debuting that early July, maybe? 'Cause I'm unfortunately supposed to get the model back, fully rigged a few days
mhm,
before vacation. And I'm on vacation for a week. So I'm
mhm.
just like, "Ooh, I guess I gotta set it up, I gotta make sure everything's okay," and then, like, I'll probably debut, somewhere in July is where I'm pushing. Maybe August, I'm not sure. But,
Mhm.
I have it pinned in my Twitter.
You know, it's I gotta admit, when I was first new to, like, what VTubing was,
Yeah.
um, when I first heard rigger, I was like, "What?" And then I
Oh,
was like,
that's a
"Oh,
curse. That's
yeah,
a
it
curse
was."
word. Yeah.
I was just like I was so shocked that, like, I have to pay my say, like, rigger, it's like,
You
Oh,
said the naughty word.
rig, yes."
That is true. I get a little like, "Ooh, what are you
Like,
saying?
glare where it's like, "You
What are
didn't
you
say what you
saying?
thought I said." "Yeah, rigging."
Rigging."
Oh
Uh,
my god. But
but yeah,
Rika,
I'm
thank you
happy
so
about
much for being on, though.
yeah, of
Where
course.
can people find you?
I am, on the Twitches as, VamperRIka, VamperRIka, and I am on Twitter at, VamperRIka, _EN. I believe that is also my Instagram. And I do have a Discord as well where people can chat with me and have a good time. And we do community nights on Thursday nights. My community is 18 plus. We go through a little bit of like a ticketing system to make sure that everybody is okay and 100% understanding that this is a lewd community because I am a lewd tuber. But I stream typically because it might change. Hopefully, it doesn't change. Fridays to Sundays between 8 and 9 p.m. EST until like usually midnight. I am a variety streamer. Currently, we are doing Yakuza 0. We are doing a second Yakuza 0 playthrough because that was the first game that I ever played on stream.
And if you're listening to this, like, a year later, maybe it'll be up on YouTube.
Possibly, I might get a YouTube.
I would love for that. It's like they catch this podcast, like, a year later, and they're like, "They're playing Yakuza," and they go to your stream, and you're playing, like, Fall Guys or a new game, and it's like, "What the hell is
Yeah,
this?"
I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, I will preface this. June 2nd, 2022, I'm playing Yakuza.
There you go.
Currently. I might be
Uh,
on another game in the series because there's, like, 8 games.
You should be playing, like, something super out of your element where you're, like, a Valorant pro.
Yeah,
It's like,
that would be kinda funny.
I would
No,
love that.
that's actually great because like, well, I'm not great with Valorant, but I used to play Overwatch, quite a lot.
Well, Overwatch 2 is coming out soon.
I know, I might get it, but I also don't wanna support Blizzard.
No, don't get it then, go play Splatoon. I mean, Nintendo's a piece of poo-poo sometimes, but at least you can play Splatoon.
I do have Splatoon 2. I don't have
3.
the 3rd one. I want to get the 3rd one.
Get the 3rd one. It comes out in
I
September.
Oh, yeah, that's true, but I still kinda wanna get Overwatch 2 because there's actually story this time. But it's also I don't wanna support Blizzard, but, like, I do.
I want it.
I want it. I wanna see the cool characters.
I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in.
I want to be cool. I want to be icy. I want to shoot a gun.
It is Supreme Me, what are you talking about? I wear the Supreme Me and the Yeezys.
The Yeezys,
The
exactly.
Yeezys. People sleep on the Yeezys.
Oh, not the Yeezys. Not
Alright.
the Yossi.
Oh my god. Alright, I love you guys so much. Have a great day or night. See you guys again next week.
Oh, fuck.